Hey guys, today we're going to learn about how to multiply a whole number by a fraction. So, in order to do this, you need to draw models to show your work. This is definitely one of the ways you have to show your work, so I expect to see it each time if you have problems like this. This question says, I made 3 batches of cookies. There's half a cup of sugar in each batch. How many cups of sugar did I use in all? How much is half a cup? It is 1/2 of a cup of sugar in each batch. So I'm going to draw circles for the cookies. Here's 1 cookie, 2 cookies, 3 cookies. Now, there's half a cup of sugar in each batch. So I'm just going to divide these cookies in half and say this is 1/2, this is 1/2, and this is 1/2. Now, multiplication is just repeated addition. So what is 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2 equal to? It is equal to 3 halves. But I'm not done yet. What can you simplify this to? I know that I could subtract 1 whole, which is 2 halves, which equals 1/2 left over. So my answer is here. It's 1 and 1/2. My answer is 1 and 1/2 cups of sugar were used to make 3 batches of cookies. Okay. Now, I make 3 batches of cookies. There's 3/4 a cup of sugar in each batch. So let me draw the circles again. And this time I'm going to divide them into fourths. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. There's 3/4 cup of sugar in one batch. So 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Remember, multiplication is just repeated addition. So what is 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4? What do I get? Correct. I get 9 and I get 9/4. Now, how many wholes is that? I'm going to subtract 4/4, which is 1. That leaves me with 5/4. Alright, so I'm going to circle this guy. And then I'm going to subtract 4/4 again, which is another 1. And that leaves me with 1/4. So I am left with 2 wholes and 1/4, or 2 and 1/4. Another way you can do this, and let me show you with a different color pen because I feel like it would make a lot more sense. This guy can move to here. So you have 4/4. Then, since you've moved that guy over there, just erase this. So now you have 1 whole, right? You can move these 2 pieces over to here. So you have 1/4 here and 1/4 here, meaning you have 2 wholes. Okay, now what you have, and in my calligraphy, just want a regular pen. Is you have 1/4 left over. So you have 1 hole, 2 holes, and 1/4 left over. So your answer is still 2 and 1/4. So those are 2 different ways you can get your answer. I have 4 batches of cookies and 2/3 of a cup of sugar in each batch. So now, since I work with thirds, I think I'm going to make them squares. That's going to make it easier to cut them into thirds, honestly. And I use 2/3 in each batch. So my problem is going to look like this. 4 times 2/3. And then I'm going to cut these into thirds. Alright. So here's 1/3 and 2/3, right? 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3 and 2/3. 1/3 and 2/3. Now sometimes it's easier to just redraw the squares so you can fill them in, so you can kind of get your answer that way. So bear with me while I do that. And I kind of want you guys to follow along and do the same thing, so make sure this gets on your paper for this one. I will maybe check we'll probably check your binders to make sure that this has happened. So, I'm going to use different colors so we understand what I'm doing. So we have 1/3 and 1/3 here. So I'm going to keep those 1/3s in their place. 1/3, 1/3. Taking this 1/3 and putting it here. 1/3. So this becomes 1 whole. This is 1, okay? Then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to move it here. 1/3. Then I'm going to take these 2 pieces and move them here. 1/3, 1/3. So this one is now 2 holes. 1 hole, 2 holes. Now I have these thirds left over, which I'm going to move to this blank spot here. So then I have 2 thirds left over. So my answer is 2 2/3. I want you guys to try this one on your own. So I want you to pause this video and try this one on your own. Now here's the hard part. We have 24 cookies. 1/3 of those are chocolate chip cookies. Okay. How do I do this? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now I'm going to break these up into thirds using a line because I feel like the line is, okay, so here's 1/3, here's 2/3, okay. And the question is, 1/3 of these guys are chocolate chip cookies. So how many of these little circles did I color in? I colored in 8. So 8 of my cookies are chocolate chip. Now sometimes you're not going to draw a beautiful picture like this, and that's okay. You could just go 1, 2, 3, and then do 1/3. And then 1, 2, 3, and then 2 2/3. And so on until you get up to that you've colored in 8 in the groups of 3. And how do I know it's 3? Because it says thirds. So that's why I'm putting it in groups of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So here I have, right here, I have 8. All the different groups of 3. Hope this makes sense.